How do you portray authenticity? It's like catching lightning in a bottle, but if you do it right, you've got magic on your hands. Let's find out how by breaking down this beautiful ad film produced by Nirvana Films for Hutch.
Dreams go by. You and I in this beautiful world. You and I in this beautiful world.
Now I know that most of you remember this kid and his pug, but if it's the first time you're seeing them, you're welcome. I'm breaking down 3 things today: observing beauty, subjective versus objective shots, and lastly, what good casting looks like. This ad is what you would call a montage. It's not a scene that happens in one place at a particular time, but really it's a collection of moments that's pieced together to create a deeper meaning. So let's pick a few moments and find out what makes them really special. First, this shot of the boy running down the stairs. What's so special about it? He pulls up his shorts when he runs down the stairs. That's it. It reminds us of our childhood when we didn't care what we looked like, when we were rushing off to do things because we're just excited to explore the world and see something new. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. Sometimes it's the moments between moments that you don't even think about that makes it special. And finding these moments are way harder than choreographing an intricate shot, because being real is way harder than looking cool. Next is this shot where our characters cross over this log. Often, it's not what happens, but how it happens that makes it special. I'm pretty sure when they were storyboarding it, they might have been like, dog crosses the obstacle to meet the boy, and therefore, Hutch always got your back. But the way the dog makes the climb is so endearing, and when you anchor this moment to the brand, you're sitting and wondering, hey, you know what? Hutch actually has pretty good plans, even if there's no real difference from their competitors. Then the shot. The kid throws the stone and the dog watches it fly. This is what you call a happy accident. You can't tell a dog on set, hey buddy, listen, the kid's gonna throw a stone and I want you to watch it fly by and make it look very ordinary and special at the same time. I mean, that's not really gonna work, but to recognize it when it does happen without you ever planning it, now that's genius. Next, subjective versus objective shots. Subjective shots are those that immerse you in the character's perspective, what they see and feel. Objective shots are more observational, where you're looking at the characters from a distance, like a fly on the wall. Most of the shots in the ad follow an objective perspective, except this one. Look at what's different in this sequence compared to every other sequence. There are other characters for the first time in the whole ad. They need to be introduced without jarring the audience, because until this point, you're used to watching just the two of them. So how do you make it happen? You first begin with this wide-angle objective shot to establish the characters in this space. Then you cut to a close-up of the dog in the same location. This is the first time you're cutting to a close-up like this. That's because this is the setup to cut to the dog's subjective point of view. It introduces the new characters. By changing the perspective, the introduction of the new characters feel normal because everything about the shot is a new way of perceiving the film world, and therefore not jarring. Lastly, to make any of this work, you need the right cast. I read somewhere that originally they were not planning on using a pug, but somehow fate deemed it otherwise. And when you think about it, you can't imagine the ad any other way now. So this tells us something important, but often you don't think about, is that sometimes it's better to hire real people instead of actors. And what I mean by that is, you need to find real people who are unique characters and you have to make them play themselves. Now this is risky because since they're non-actors, they're often intimidated by the huge light, the cameras, the crew, all the eyes watching them. But if they get it right, the performance will be like no other, because no one can ever play them like they do. So your job as a director ends up being that you create a space where people can be creative. And without a doubt, that's how we breathe life into a bunch of pixels. That's it from me. Until next time, peace. I'm out.